Hey, what's up? It's Jake. On Reddit, I've really fallen in love with the hockey jerseys sub, and I think that it's a wealth of information about jerseys that I didn't even know existed. And there's a lot of information on there about how to spot fake jerseys, which sellers are reputable, well-known sellers where you're not going to get ripped off, you're not going to get a fake jersey, and they're not going to take your money. There's a lot of good resources like that on there, and like I said, I absolutely love hitting the jerseys forum on Reddit every single day to see what people are posting. Everyone always posts the new jerseys they have or the collections that they have, which are really awesome. I mean, some of these people have dozens of jerseys, and it's pretty striking just to think of like that being something that people would go so hard on collecting. Not that I think it's odd or anything, it's just that it never occurred to me that people would collect jerseys the way that people collect anything else. For me growing up, it was always, I just wanted to have a jersey to be able to wear on game days, or to be able to wear around my friends if we're going to a sporting event or we're going to something. And then maybe you'd have a home and an away or something. But it was never like, oh, I've got to have every jersey ever, And so I basically spent most of my life just either having one jersey, or a lot of the times I just didn't have a jersey at all. I've always wanted to have this jersey, that jersey, every other jersey, but they're expensive, and it's hard to always, allocate that amount of money to buying a jersey, especially if it's something that you're not going to wear, or it's something you just want to display, or you just want to have it in your collection to say that you have it. And I don't fault anybody for any of those reasons for having the jerseys. I think it's awesome. One thing that I read today, somebody suggested that we update. I say we, it's not my channel, but suggesting that the subreddit for hockey jerseys update their rules to include some links to useful information about the things that happen when you buy fake jerseys. The obvious stuff for a consumer that they would see is that maybe they get one that's a low quality, or maybe they get their money taken, or maybe they order something that says it's authentic and it's not authentic. Those are the things that a consumer would see at face value. And another thing that a consumer might easily consider without having too much of a discussion about it is that buying a fake jersey is taking money out of the pocket of somebody who has the licensing to sell a legitimate jersey. I've touched on that in a video in the past. But beyond those easily noticeable things, the obvious stuff that people should have come to mind when they think of this topic, there is a darker, more sinister undertow to the concept of fake jerseys, or any sort of apparel or any merchandise that's fake. It's all coming out of China. It's very unregulated. The labor that's used to create these items, oftentimes it's slave labor or it's child labor. They don't follow the same kinds of labor laws that we follow in the United States. And I know it's easy as a consumer to just buy things and not think about where they came from. And with respect to jerseys and any textile, basically any textile that can be made in China is suspect. I mean, there definitely are places in China where things are made on the up and up, and there are people who follow rules and laws and general just human ethics. But there are a lot of people who skirt the law and do things below the table that aren't ethical and are illegal. And as a consumer, we don't always know which ones are which. For Americans, I would probably say over 90% of the stuff that we consume is made in China, especially with consideration to textiles. When it comes to jerseys, the legitimate jerseys are made in Canada, or some of them are made in Indonesia. Indonesia sometimes has just as dark a track record as China, so it's always up in the air about the sources of these items. One thing that I noticed, or that I wanted to touch on here, the main reason I'm making this video, is that on Reddit, on the Hockey Jersey subforum or subreddit, there is a huge focus on trying to prevent people from posting fake jerseys, and a huge focus on trying to educate people about what fake jerseys are. But within the community, there is also a focus on shaming people for having fake jerseys, posting pictures of people from games where they're wearing a fake jersey, or calling people out if they happen to post a jersey that they have and maybe they didn't know that it was fake, and before you know it, they've got 100 downvotes. And I get it, but it doesn't really help them learn anything. When I first got into Reddit, now granted, I signed up for Reddit a couple years ago. I logged in, I made an account and all that stuff, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand how it worked, and so I never really got into it. I never posted anything. I just kind of, just went back to my life. And then a few months ago, my friend was telling me about something he read on Reddit, or telling me about this or that on Reddit, and I was like, I think I'm going to give it another try. I'm a nerd. I've been on forums and message boards for as long as I've had the internet, which was 1997 was when I got the internet. And I'd like to think that I'm, web savvy and tech savvy enough to figure out how to use a message board. So I gave it another shot, and the very first thing that I found on Reddit was the Hockey Jersey forum. And one of the first posts I ever made was, hey, I have this Sidney Crosby Reebok jersey. It's legitimate. It's, I would be willing to trade it to somebody because it doesn't fit me anymore. I would like to get something that's maybe a different size. If you're interested in it, let's trade or something. And I went about my day, and the next time I logged into Reddit, which was probably later that same day or maybe the next day, I had 50, 60 downvotes, 70 downvotes or something, and I was way negative on the karma thing because that was the first thing I really posted. And I had several comments on there that were, just yelling at me because it was a fake jersey, and I think one person might have said something about killing myself. I don't remember for sure if it was on that or not, but I have had somebody say that to me on Reddit though. But so anyway, that was a really negative experience, and I had bought this jersey used almost 10 years ago from somebody that I knew, and they said that they had bought it new and that it was 100% legit. So I had no reason to doubt them, and I gave them kind of real money. I paid $80 or $90, I think, for this jersey, and I had no idea that it was fake. And I had every reason to believe that I was paying a price that was commensurate to a legitimate jersey, and I believed that I was buying it from somebody who I could trust. Obviously, that's not the case, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, I had this jersey for almost a decade. I'd always thought that it was real. It looks pretty decent. Now that I know what I know about jerseys and what to look for and all that stuff, the signs are obvious that it's a fake. But at the time, we're talking, 2008 or 9 was when I got this jersey. I had no reason to think it was fake, and I had no resources to find out if it was fake. So all this time, I thought it was real. I posted it on Reddit, and I got this huge backlash from it. And basically, the way Reddit works is if you have they have you make a post, and people can upvote it or downvote it based on if they like the post. If you get upvotes, you get positive credit or comment karma, or post karma they call it. And so the higher that number is, the better. People take pride in having a high one or whatever. And people take pride in posting something that gets upvoted a lot and all that stuff. And it's fun. But one of the things that Reddit basically has in place to minimize, spam and fake accounts and stuff like that is that if somebody logs in for the first time with a fake account, or it's a spam bot or something like that, and they post something that's obviously spam, people can just downvote it into oblivion, and that'll be the only post karma they have, and they won't be able to post anymore. So it's a great system, whatever, blah blah blah. But this was my first post, or one of my first posts, and I got so many downvotes on this fake jersey that I didn't even know was fake, and I was not trying to dupe anyone. So many downvotes that I couldn't post anything. I couldn't even post, hey, sorry, I didn't know. I was blocked from posting. I had to wait like 8 hours or something to be able to post something else because of my negative score or whatever. So I ended up, deleting that post because I didn't want to get any more downvotes. So I had to wait a bunch of hours to post something else, and it was a really hard thing to try to, there were whole subreddits where if you had a negative thing, you couldn't even post at all. So I had to find subreddits that weren't as strict about that, just to make posts and try to get my score back up so that I could try to go back and explain what happened and make a case that, I wasn't trying to be a bad dude, and I wasn't, this this awful guy posting this fake jersey. It was a battle. I had to battle to get back to the point that I could try to, make a case for myself. And I think there are a lot of people that if they were in that position, they would have just said, you know what, screw this. I'm not bothering with all this. Reddit's not worth it. The hockey jersey subreddit isn't worth it. I'm not interested, and blah, blah, blah. And they just go back to their life. And the thing is, if somebody has, say, a fake jersey, they go on there, they try to make a post about it, they get downvoted into oblivion, and then they just cancel out, everything. They walk away from Reddit. They never learn why it was fake, or, for a lot of these posts, or a lot of the downvotes I got, nobody said anything. It wasn't like I had, 100 downvotes and 100 comments. It was like I had like 3 comments and like 100 downvotes. So it's possible somebody could post something on there, get a ton of downvotes, and never know why. And if that's the case, then they didn't learn anything. They're not going to learn about fake jerseys or anything about how to spot them, or what to look for, or why you shouldn't wear one, or why you shouldn't buy one. Those are all things that people might walk away from learning. And so you didn't actually gain anything. You didn't actually make a difference by downvoting them and yelling at them for posting it. So the point is, I would like to see a better attitude toward people who have fake jerseys, not excusing them whatsoever. I totally am on board with why people shouldn't buy them and have them, but I think that most people don't know that they're buying a fake jersey. People aren't buying fake jerseys because they're fake. They're buying them because they think they're real, and they get duped. There's 100 websites out there that all list apparel like this, and they all say the same thing. This is 100% authentic, and they put up pictures, and the pictures are from the authentic websites, and that's what you think you're getting. And you check their about, and it says they're based in California or they're based in Florida. You think, oh, well, this is an American company. They have to go by these laws. They have to go by these rules. They're obviously not going to dupe me. And you buy the jersey, and then by the time you get the jersey, there's not much you can do. You can try to get your money back, and sometimes they'll refund your money and stuff. But, for some people, it's not obvious that it's fake. They order the jersey, they get it in. Maybe it's a gift for someone, or maybe it's their first jersey. Maybe they've never seen a jersey really up close before. And so they buy the jersey, they get it in, they're just excited to have it. It looks good, it's got all the stuff sewn on it. People are stoked about that, and they throw it on and they start wearing it. And they don't always do this out of like this malice idea. The thing with retail is that you see the NHL shop selling a jersey for say $130, and then you see a website saying that they have the same jersey, but it's $80. In the world of retail, that's not uncommon. That's not out of the question for someone to be discounting something heavily because they're a volume dealer. In my line of work, working in the motorcycle industry, we run into that a lot, where there are other dealers who compete with us, and they make it really hard for us to make a living because they sell products, they sell motorcycles and stuff at almost dealer cost. So there's almost no markup in it. And the reason they can do that is because they flood the market with these things. So they'll sell 100 of something, and so they make their money. Whereas we might sell 5 of them and make almost the same amount of money. They're selling theirs on volume, and we're selling ours on margin, profit margin, which is what normal retail should be trying to do. But there are people who decide, you know what, I'm going to run the price down so everyone comes to me, and I'm going to sell a ton of it, and by volume I'll make my money. And that's not uncommon in any sort of retail. You'll have that in car dealerships, you'll have it in motorcycle dealerships, you'll have it in sporting goods stores, you'll have it anywhere there is anything to be sold. The vendor has a cost in the item, and they have an MSRP. But the MSRP is just a suggested retail price. Some companies have a MAP policy, which is a minimum advertised price, but not all vendors subscribe to that. Not all vendors listen to it. Some vendors just throw it out the window and they just continue to do what they're doing. So it's not crazy to think that somebody could be selling something for $50 less than someone else and just be making a razor thin margin on it, but they're selling a ton of them, so they're making their money. It's not crazy to think that that could be happening. One of the trusted sellers that's always mentioned on the subreddit is Full Moon jerseys. I've bought a jersey from Full Moon. They sell legitimate jerseys. Usually they're not current models. So like the jersey that I bought from them was an Evgeny Malkin Reebok Premier. Obviously the NHL has moved on to Adidas. They're not using Reebok anymore. This was a brand new jersey, still had the tags. It was just, overstock that someone was probably moving out to bring in the Adidas jerseys, and they probably sold them to Full Moon for, pennies on the dollar or whatever, and Full Moon is selling them at a steep discount from what the original MSRP was, and people can take advantage of that and get a jersey for like $80. That's pretty common. So when you go to a website, and maybe you go to Full Moon and they don't have the jersey you're looking for, so you search it on Google and a website comes up and it kind of looks similar. It looks like ads that Full Moon would put up, and they say the right things. They talk about their customer service experiences, and they talk about how their reputation is second to none, and they talk about how their jerseys are authentic, and see for yourself, and look at these testimonials, and we're based in California, and blah 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 blah. They give you all these things that lead you to believe that they are on the up and up. So you buy the jersey, and maybe you get it and it's real, or maybe you get it and it's fake. But if you're just an average person who isn't some jersey expert, you may get that jersey and not know the difference between real and fake. All you know is that you went to a website that was similar to another website that's known as a reputable seller, and you bought that jersey from this other website that looks and feels very much like the other one, and you got duped. And maybe you didn't know. So you post the jersey, mail day, I got a new jersey. And you're so excited because you're stoked. You looked for this jersey, you couldn't find it, it's discontinued or whatever, and no one can sell it in your size. And so you find a website that has it, you buy it, you get it. You're so excited. You pull out the package, you look at the jersey, you hold it up, everything looks awesome, everything's stitched, everything feels high quality. You throw it on, it fits like a dream. You're so excited. You post a picture, and immediately people just shit all over you. That's tough. I'm not saying that it's okay to have a jersey that's fake, but I think that there could be some compassion. There should be some sort of like, maybe like a soft cushion. Like, hey, listen, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this. I'm sure that you don't know it, but that jersey is not legitimate. It's not authentic. That's tough. It's tough enough to hear that, number one, that the jersey that you were so excited about is now something that can be ridiculed. Number two, that the jersey that you thought was real is actually fake. Number three, that you were fooled, so you feel stupid. And number four, that you just spent good money, hard-earned dollars, and you basically threw it into a well. Those four things are already hard enough to swallow without having on top of that people like angrily, messaging you and downvoting you and trying to talk about, what a terrible person you are or whatever. That's awful. If you're trying to dupe somebody, then you deserve all of that. Absolutely. But what are the odds that every single person who wears a fake jersey is trying to dupe someone? Most people just buy a jersey because they find a deal in it. They don't realize that it's a too good to be true kind of deal. But they see a jersey and they think, oh, well, it's the same as this one. It says it's authentic. It says it's legit. I'm going to buy it. And they do, and maybe they don't know. And those people are the ones that need let down the softest because they may not be super diehard hockey fans. And so, by shitting on them, you scare them off from this beautiful sport and in the super fun community of jersey collecting kind of people. And here's my thing, like when I first came into the Reddit thing, I didn't know that jersey was fake, and I posted it, and I got shit on for it, and I could have walked away, and I'd maybe still be walking around, and I'd still have that jersey, and maybe I wouldn't know better, I wouldn't have paid attention, I wouldn't have spent the time to learn the ins and outs of it, and I definitely wouldn't have gotten the jersey bug. I wouldn't have gotten that. So I'd still be sitting in my house, I'd still have that one jersey, and wouldn't know any better, and whatever. But because I stuck it out, because I stayed, and I learned, and I got engrossed into the community of the jersey forum, the hockey jerseys forum, I fell in love with jerseys, and I got the bug. I started getting excited about jerseys. I would see a jersey that I was like, I gotta have it. And so before I knew it, I had bought an Evgeny Malkin Reebok from Full Moon. And then, like, the same week, I bought a World Cup of Hockey North America blank. An Adidas one. A legit Adidas one. And then before I knew it, I was having a jersey made for the Cleveland Lumberjacks. Customized with Ian Moran, his name and number on it. That one isn't an authentic, but it's more like an homage than it is a fake. I'm not trying to dupe anyone. It's my favorite player from a team from close to where I live, and it's a defunct franchise, and it's just a cool jersey, and I wanted it, so I got that made. And then I went online and I bought another jersey, the 2002-ish Penguins jersey, the Coho with the shiny Vegas gold on the bottom. It's a jersey I don't even like. I think it's ugly. I think it's one of the ugliest Penguins jerseys ever made. But because of like my addiction to this jerseys forum, I ended up finding one of those and I just bought it. That's insane. I also I live close to Columbus, so I've gone to several Blue Jackets games, and I want to be able to support the Blue Jackets as well because they're way closer to me than Pittsburgh. So I went online and I ordered a Columbus jersey. I haven't gotten it yet, but I bought one. You know, these are jerseys that I would have never considered buying if I wasn't engrossed in this hockey jerseys forum. And so, you know, maybe I made a mistake buying this jersey from this guy without double checking, you know, everywhere else that it was a legit jersey and all that stuff. And maybe it is fake, and maybe that's not cool. But realistically, coming to the Reddit forum and finding all these other people who love jerseys, it allowed me to fall in love with jerseys as well. And I don't see this stopping anytime soon. I've got my eye on a few other jerseys. I've started considering buying jerseys for teams I don't even like, just because they're cool jerseys. That's something that wouldn't have happened. And this could be anyone. You know, I'm just one person, but this could be anybody who comes here, gets excited about the jerseys, and then falls in love with buying them and collecting them, and you never know. But if my first experience here on the Reddit jersey forum had scared me off, if I had been completely scared off and completely dissuaded from being a part of the community, I would have never got to experience that falling in love with the community and falling in love with the jerseys and all that. So not only would I have that fake jersey, but I wouldn't have any of the other jerseys. I wouldn't have spent money with these other vendors who are legit trying to make a living. I wouldn't be able to be a part of the community and share in that and post a new jersey when I get it and get excited and all that stuff. And I feel like there are people who maybe wouldn't have been as diligent as I was in trying to overcome that first experience. They might have just walked away and said, you know what, Reddit's not for me. And those people wouldn't have learned anything. They wouldn't have figured out that they don't want to buy fakes. And, you know, those people wouldn't have been served by the community. I think the best way the community can serve people who come in and don't know any better is to teach them, but teach them in a way that's compassionate and understanding. You know, hey, listen, I understand that you just spent good money. You know, for some of us, buying a jersey for 40, 50, 60 bucks is nothing. But for some of us, $40 is 2 tanks of gas, and not everybody has that kind of money just laying around to blow, you know. Obviously, if you're making $200,000 a year, then yeah, you're going to have a room full of jerseys if you want them. No big deal. But there are people who want to collect jerseys who make minimum wage, and they're struggling to keep their head above water, and they're spending money on jerseys that they don't even, you know, they don't even have in their bank account. I feel for those people. But the point is, when somebody buys a jersey that's a fake, you know, to tell them that they just wasted that amount of money might be devastating to them, because it's like they didn't have that money to spend in the first place, and now they found out that they wasted it, or they bought something that wasn't on the up and up. You know, people have a hard time with that, and nobody wants to be wearing around a fake jersey or a jersey that people think looks like shit. People don't want that. So, you know, I think if we just approach them a little more, you know, softly, said, hey, listen, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but the jersey you have is a fake. You know, who did you buy it from? How much did you pay for it? I think those kinds of questions are something that is maybe worth knowing the answer to, because then maybe we can make a database not only of trusted sellers, but a database of sellers that you shouldn't buy from. You know, I think obviously they kind of come and go, and people, they don't stick around a long time because they're trying to dupe people. But it wouldn't be the end of the world to have a listing of, like, these are known vendors that sell fakes. But we don't have that. You know, we have a known good vendor list that's about this long. You know, and that's all well and good, but you know, if I'm looking at a jersey and I'm not sure if it's real or fake, and I'm on the hockey jersey subreddit, if I could click on a thing that says, hey, don't buy from these people, and I'm looking at that website and it's one of those, then I know not to buy there. You know, the problem with having a list of, you know, reputable sources is that doesn't mean that if it's not on that list that it's not a good source. See what I'm saying? You're not telling people, hey, these are the only people you can buy from. You're just telling people these are people we've confirmed are good sellers. So there are people who are looking at a website, they don't have the information, they buy it because they're convinced it looks good, everything looks real, all the wording is right, they're saying the right things, they're showing the right stuff on their website. That's tough. And then when they get it and they feel like they're, you know, really excited, and you shit on them, then they're really upset about it, and it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't grow the culture, it doesn't grow the community, it doesn't teach anyone anything, and people are left bitter and upset, and they feel duped and stupid, and they don't want to show their face on the forum, and they don't even want to be a part of it, and maybe they just put their head back under a rock and they keep living their life, and at that point we've failed. We have failed those people. So I would just like to see at least a more understanding approach, and maybe a little more compassion for people who have fake jerseys because maybe they were duped and they didn't know. And some of those people are more fragile than I, and maybe they can be turned into hockey jersey experts. Maybe they can be turned into hockey jersey enthusiasts, and they'll have a whole closet full of them at some point. And let's make friends, not enemies, when we see these jersey fouls. I think that under every fake jersey is a real jersey aficionado waiting to break out. And I would like to see us do more as a community to facilitate that. Peace.